let's chat about this FireSmart thing. My little fences are still here.
I know I haven't really been,
It's in the wall instead of going over the fence.
so my brain's not completely switched on yet. Morning. So, I'm talking to this.
What, can I turn the tap on?
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm nearly done. Alright, I'm done.
Morning. So it's a beautiful weekend, and I know I haven't really been, cameraing, vibing, videoing much lately because we've had a huge amount on. First we had all the things and what's going on with Matt's parents being here and everything. And I've had a lot of work on, and now my mum is visiting from the UK, which is really exciting because we haven't seen these people for 3 years because of the pandemic. So it's really, really awesome to see them. But it meant our summers got crazy busy. So anyway, we're finally doing another road trip. So it's another road trip day. So yeah, we're heading up north again, just so this time we can, 2 reasons. One, we get to show my mum it's like up there. Really, it's early, so my brain's not completely switched on yet. And 2, so that the neighbours are doing some kind of FireSmart thing, which is amazing. So all the neighbours on our little road are doing this FireSmart program with BC FireSmart, right? BC Forestries. I'm not sure who organises it, but it's all to make everyone's properties less vulnerable to the forest fires and the wildfires, which is a really big consideration, obviously here, especially with the devastation of last year. So they've been doing all these things. They got grants to get water pumps. They can pump from the lake over their houses, things like that, doing lots of cleanup. They've had a fire marshal out there, is that right? Fire chief out there to check out what they need to do and what have you. So they're having a little get together today to talk about that and all the successes they've had and things like that. So we're going to head up there, hopefully meet them, get some advice from them as well as to what the fire chief said, and maybe do a bit of like a little bit of lawn mowing and stuff if we can, because our little patch is not as fire safe as it could be by any means. We've got a lot of down trees, long grass, things like that, so we do need to do some bits to it. So we're just going to turn all that into one very long day. We got this. Although I kind of screwed up a little bit and forgot about the road snack situation. So I've had to make like sandwiches and stuff, and it's nowhere near as yummy on the road snack front as it normally is. We'll survive. Well, that was a good start. Came across a little bit of a traffic situation, wondered what's going on. Turns out a bunch of geese crossing the road. They didn't really want to get off the road, did they?
Okay, while we're stuck in traffic, let's chat about this FireSmart thing. Now, we're pretty aware that we're heading into that wildfire season, and now that we're moving into a more rural area, it's starting to become a very real risk. Wildfires, they can be unpredictable, devastating, and it's really important to take the necessary steps that we can to protect our property. So today I'm going to be sharing some of the 4 key things that we're concerned about with our place, and a few of the tips that we're incorporating into both our bunkie build and our future cabin build, including a hint for having a great looking but FireSmart garden. So feel free to drop in the comments any more tips that we can incorporate for making our place FireSmart, and in general a FireSmart community. That would be really helpful. You can check out more on being FireSmart at this website below, firesmartbc.ca. There's a ton of information. It's really worth checking out. Okay, there are 3 main zones that we need to be aware of when we're thinking about being FireSmart. Zone 1 is the house or cabin and its immediate vicinity, so porches, decks, anything connected to the actual house itself. Zone 2 and Zone 3 is about 30 meters to 100 meters around the house or cabin and in the general area. Here we are, back again. Looks just like we left it, which is good. My little fences are still here.
Further back from what? Further back from the road. God, there's some trees to be moved, isn't there?
Having a few mosquito issues. It's that time of the year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Peak mosquito season, and they're hungry for blood,
They are. They went right up my trouser leg.
as my mum has just learnt. So we're declaring war in any way possible. I don't think it's going to work though. Anyway. Just say.
Now, if you spray one with this, does that mean that it's repelled from all of its buddies?
I don't know, try it.
I'm not going to follow it round, am I?
Market research.
There's a few trees to move, isn't there?
Yeah. He took down for us. That one. There were 2 here. Yeah. That he took down.
Now, as we don't currently have our cabin built yet, pretty much all our property is going to be Zone 3 as far as we're concerned. So here's our checklist of the stuff that we're sorting through right now. So step 1, we want to be cleaning up dead vegetation, combustible fuels from the ground, logs, dead trees, and etc. All of this is going to accelerate a fire, which we really don't want to do if anything comes through the area. Number 2, tree limbing, reducing the amount of low-hanging branches, and then removing ladder fuels. And that is anything that's going to be allowing fires to creep up and move up from the forest floor to the tree canopy. So in that case, we're talking about trees, vines, shrubs. These vegetation types can really increase both the intensity of the fire and help it spread very quickly. Number 3, we're going to be keeping a fire extinguisher close by whenever we're working outside in the dry weather. We want to ensure that our gasoline-powered equipment is all equipped with a spark arrestor to limit accidental ignitions while we're using them. A single spark could really ignite dead foliage that hasn't been cleared yet and create a huge issue. And finally, fire breaks. If we can, we want to put in fire breaks, barriers that would actually slow or stop a fire spread, removing combustible materials, reducing fuel, and really giving the fire something difficult that it can't cross very easily.
Yeah. That he took down. You can see from like our piles of wood.
Oh yes, got some nice logs there.
And these are ones that fell down. I know, it'd be nice when we can actually have the trailer up here. This area here, this is where they've taken down the majority of trees.
Oh wow, look at the new trees growing. The young, oh, get off. Look at the new trees growing.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting eaten.
Getting B-roll.
Tall, dry grass is a huge danger for us in accelerating a fire spread. So we want to make sure that we try and keep our grass at least below 10 centimeters and as well hydrated as we can to reduce the flammability of the grass.
No, it's
So all these will be taken down. But it'll have to have people in to do that.
well, it's gonna have to have somebody to do it for you.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Yeah. This wood.
Yeah. Beating the mosquitoes to death with the can because I'm like, I don't know why I even bother.
I don't think you'll hit them.
Was mouse
like-
always accident prone?
Yes,
Yes.
always.
Always. Did mouse always?
Riding a horse round and hitting the fence, hitting the wall instead of going over the fence.
In all fairness, the four-legged beasts you gave me were the cheapest
You
ones
said
we
you-
could get, so they were a little bit.
You said that you could handle her. You wanted her.
I'm gonna get a
You
domestic.
wanted her, so you got her.
All right, so quick bonus tip. It is still possible to have a great looking garden and be fire smart. So whenever we're planting things, we want to select plants and trees that are native to our area and are naturally fire resistant as much as possible. So for trees, we want like things like oaks and maples. We want to be avoiding evergreen trees as their needles can easily catch fire, especially when they're on the ground and they've dried out. Now what's really cool is the FireSmart BC website has an amazing tool that will actually show you which plants you can put in that will be fire resistant and survive in your area. So check it out. The link's below. Type in, you can simply search for your area. It will tell you what you can plant and what's going to survive the best.
There's two things Mum's been obsessed with since she's been here. Ickle baby trees, because there's ickle baby trees everywhere, and moss, isn't it?
Oh,
She makes a lot of hanging
loads moss.
baskets.
In England, it costs you £10 a bag, a small
We're
bag.
rich.
We're moss rich.
You are if you could put. You're not allowed to go and pull moss up out of the woods in England because they said it's in short supply.
It's like being in the pandemic and being TP rich, but we're moss rich. Shame we
Yeah,
can't
you've got
cash in.
plenty of it here.
How much do you want, Jill? I'll do you a deal.
I carry you bringing moss home.
All right, so we've been around the property, we've had a walk around, we've just hung out with the neighbours, chatting about fire smart stuff. We've got some cool swag. Going to show you my t-shirt. And I think we're about ready to head back.
And of course, no trip to the Caribou would be complete without a trip to...
The Sugar Shack, of course. Although I didn't get a beaver tail this time.
No, you just went for fries. But I had to introduce my mum to the Canadian delicacy known as poutine, with the real cheese curds and stuff. What are you thinking?
Very nice. I've seen it in pictures. Supposedly, when you see it in a picture, it doesn't always tell exactly what it's like. You have to see it from the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm very impressed I was.